All right, what's going on YouTube? So I wanted to come on here to touch base about something. I wanted to make a quick video about my lower back injury. You guys have seen me post this on my Instagram story and on YouTube quite frequently. The main reason I'm making the video now is just because I wrapped up all my appointments with my sports med doctor, and so I know what's wrong with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and play now for you what caused my lower back pain.
There we go.
So in all seriousness, I wouldn't say that this deadlift was performed wrong or anything, but keep in mind, this was my first and really only time conventional deadlifting PRing with a single rep. Because every time I deadlifted, I always pulled sumo. And so I went into the gym and I honestly wanted to pull sumo this day. This was Christmas Day, but it was in the evening. I actually wanted to pull sumo, but I went in and I was training with two of my buddies. You can actually hear him, egging me on in the second video. So I was just like, you know what? It's so much more impressive to pull conventional. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and pull conventional. It's not going to do anything. And I didn't even, the one time I pulled conventional before that, 405 was a struggle, like honestly, like a grinder for two. So I was like, all right, let me just see how 405 feels. And if it feels good, I'll see if I can PR. So I hit 405 for 5. It was actually super easy. I don't have the video to show you guys, but take my word for it. And then I hit like a 435. And then as you see in that video, the top set was 465. I hit 455 the set before. The 455 just felt super good, so I just tried the 465, and the 465 was actually an all-time PR ever. I'd never even pulled 465 sumo. I've only pulled 460, and it was a grinder. I'll actually throw it up here on the screen for you guys now. So yeah, guys, that was me pulling 460 sumo, which actually I feel kind of went up a lot slower than the 465 conventional. Once you get to the top, you kind of get into the habit of rocking, back and forth to get it up. But, whatever it takes to get it up when you have the same mentality that I have. And then now I'm going to show you guys a clip of when I tried to hit 465 with a buddy of mine sumo. As you guys can kind of see there, it came off the floor, but I just didn't have it in me. If you compare my physique then to now, I look a lot different. I'm more developed now. I would say I'm probably bigger now, but I'm just more developed. That's the biggest thing that I'm trying to get across. And then there was only actually one other time that I did do a conventional deadlift, and I pulled 315 for something like 16 or 17. So as you guys can see, I'm not best suited for the conventional deadlift. The one time I actually pull a PR, I get hurt. The many times that I pulled PR sumo, I've never gotten hurt. So my advice to you guys, I understand that conventional deadlift builds the most thickness to your back, your lower back, your upper back. I understand that. So my word of advice and my piece of advice going forward for you guys is, if you can do the conventional deadlift without, pushing yourself to that, failure. Like, I'm all about training till failure, but when it comes to conventional deadlift, you kind of have to watch, just because you don't want to end up like me. So push yourself to the limit, but I wouldn't suggest hitting, PRs every week. That's one of the main reasons why I think I got hurt, is just, I was in that mindset where I wasn't going to let no one tell me to do this or do that or what I'm doing wrong. I just kept hitting PR after PR after PR, and that's cool on bench. And for me, that was cool on squat because my back allowed it. but for the conventional deadlift, it just ended up fucking me in the long run. And I'm really mad now that I can't do deadlifts, period. I can't even squat right now. So let me go into depth about that right now. I stopped squatting approximately 5 weeks ago, or 4.5 weeks ago. So I haven't squatted since then. I haven't really trained the legs since then hard. I've actually recently just hit them hard for the first time, and I did barbell lunges, which actually felt extremely good. So I'm probably not going to squat for another 4 weeks, just because I went to go see the sports med doctor. He's basically like a chiropractor, and he told me that I have a fracture, a crack in my L5. So that was kind of scary. And he was like, yeah, I need to get you some x-rays, and you need to get an MRI and then follow back up. So I got x-rays that day that I met with him. And then 3 days later, which was yesterday, I had an MRI at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then this morning, I had a follow-up with him at 8 o'clock, and he told me, yes, there is a slight fracture in my L5, but you know, he asked me how I'm feeling, and I told him, honestly, I feel like 90%. Honestly, the only times it hurts is like a hard sneeze, or that's about it right now. Before it was hurting when I did everything, but now it's only hurting with like a hard sneeze. So I'm definitely making progress. I've been icing every day. I've been using stim. I've been using heat. So he told me, he said in 4 weeks, you know, if you actually rest it in 4 weeks, I think you can be 100%. He said 4 to 6 weeks, but I'd put you in the 4 to 4.5 week range. So he said in 4 weeks, I can be 100%. So take my word for it. Squats are coming back in. I'm bulking. So that'll be like halfway through my bulk whenever I put squats back in. So he actually put me on a brace, to wear a brace as I'm doing everything. He said, basically, you live your life in this brace. The only time you don't wear it is when you sleep and shower. So he gave me a brace, and I put it on, and I was like, you know, this is kind of similar to my new waist taper. So I didn't really show you guys, but I ordered a Paragon waist taper from Paragon.com, and I've had it for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. I got it for prep because prep was, you know, moving along, and I had a little dinky one, and I wanted to get a better one. And then I didn't even end up using it because all shows got canceled. So it's just been sitting there, and I was like, you know, what a better way to use it than to actually need it. So I'm gonna start wearing this basically all day, every day for 4 weeks. I'm gonna start wearing it while I train. I'm gonna start wearing it, you know, cardio, which as I already do now, when I'm sitting around the house, when I'm eating, and I'll take it off whenever I shower and sleep. So with that being said, guys, I just wanted to come on here and give you a quick update and post a YouTube video about it, because I really did fuck myself up, and I really wish I would have took precautionary measures. But I know a lot of you guys are like me, and you're just extremely hard-headed when it comes to making gains, because you don't want to be stopped. You don't want anything in your way. You just want, it's just you versus the iron. And I completely understand that, and I'm still like that now. And trust me, even if it hurts, I would still train. But I'm just not trying to be, I'm not trying to be crippled at 30. I don't care if I'm crippled at, you know, 55, 60 years old. You know, fuck it. If I live my prime time now, my heyday now, I don't care about my 50s or 60s, but I don't want to be crippled in my 30s. So I'm trying to take it slow, let it recover. And then if it hurts me down the road, you know, that's my fault, but that's just a hard-headed motherfucker that I am. So I wanted to come on here and educate you guys about lower backs and injuries, and tell you why I got hurt. It's because I was stupid and hitting PRs every day. But if you're hitting PRs every day, fuck it, just keep killing it. The only reason you should stop is if you get an injury like me, but otherwise, keep killing it, guys. You know, stay humble, don't be cocky, don't be arrogant. Find that balance between humble and knowing that you're good at something, and continue to grinding. And I'll see you guys in the next video.